Hey, welcome back to Rob's Garage Woodworking. Today I'm going to install some weather stripping around my garage door. And it's been outside, it's a little wet, it's got some ice on it. So it won't give you a really great seal, but it will help to prevent an excessive air loss and prevent snow from coming in, basically, is really what I want it for. It's not much of a seal, but it does help to prevent water and rain from coming in, snow from blowing in, which is really what I want. So anyway, I'm going to put it up here. It's going to be probably about a finger width away from the doorstop that's existing, and that will push up against my door. So it will fold back a little bit like this, and that'll be the seal, right? So on here, it comes with these little dimples. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not. It already has these little dimples. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to drill through those because they're evenly spaced. And then I'll drill and countersink, and then I'll screw this right to the wall after I cut it to size. So I've just got a drill bit that's about the same size as the threads on the screws. So I'm going to use number 8 by 1.5 screws. Right, and these are Robertson screws, of course. So you need a square bit. So we're just going to fire this up in a second. And now I've got all these together, and I use my countersink bit, and then I'm just going to countersink all little holes there so the head of the screw goes basically flush or just slightly below the surface. So when I put the trim up, I'm going to mark it out to step it back by 1/2 inch. So I put my mark on there, and to make it more visible I circle it. That's where you know where your mark is. Alright, so I'm going to put those up, and then we're going to cut them to size and put them up. So this is the final piece of trim. I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch gap at the back, basically almost like a finger width, and line it up with the piece that I already have at the top. Alright, for my next mark. Start with 3, line them all up, and then backfill with the rest of the screws. What I also forgot to show you, here I'm going to angle the camera, is right up in here. I had to cut this back a little bit, so we angled this part, right? And also back cut the back so it didn't interfere with this part. Alright, so cut that on a 45 and also cut basically a notch out on the back side, and that way it won't interfere up here. Backfill all the screws, then run a bead of caulking down, put some caulking over the screw heads, and away you go. And you're done. And the last step here is running the bead of caulking. So all we're going to do is go over that corner detail with you again. So you have your top piece, and you have your side piece, and the side piece fits in here, right? And you see how that pushes this up? Well, we want this to be kind of like that. So we're going to have to trim part of this off, right? And we're going to trim a 45-degree angle. So what we'll do is we'll take a pair of scissors or side cutters or whatever, and basically cut close to a 45, maybe not even 45 degrees. And then there's this little bit left over, that corner. We're actually going to cut that corner off. So you can use your saw or some side cutters or whatever. I have some electronic side cutters I use because they're super sharp. And just nip that corner off. I don't know if you can really see it there or not. But let's just take that little piece off. And then when it fits up like this, so this is the bottom, right? This is the door top. Oops. Yeah. That's the best way to show you here. So this fits nicely like that. And it'll fit relatively flush in that corner. So, because the top piece is always going to be like this, you don't have to do a 45 on that, just on the side piece. Alright? And when the door folds down, it'll actually push this out a little bit and this out a little bit, but it should still be pretty good. Now I'll show you in a second when I close the door. See how nice and smooth that is? So that's what we're looking at. So now, what normally happens with the door is where this is, your door has a little bit of play and snow would get through in there and a lot of air. And so this will help prevent that, give it a nice little seal. All the way down to the bottom, and I'm still waiting for the bottom piece, so that'll be another video. Anyway, thanks for watching.